Hi, everyone. I'll just jump right in. So I am a professor of marketing. I teach as an adjunct. I began teaching principles of marketing, and this is the intro level undergraduate course. And a few years ago, our undergraduate marketing head at UT Dallas asked me if I would be interested in launching a social impact marketing course. And this is the work that I love to do. I've been doing it at PepsiCo now for many years. I am a corporate marketer, working with billion-dollar brands at PepsiCo. And I see the momentum we have around brands doing good in the world, purpose-driven brands talking about sustainability and social impact. And so I was eager to launch this course. In addition to being a corporate marketer, I also do some pro bono nonprofit marketing. And so I work with local nonprofits in our Dallas area and help them with their marketing so that more constituents learn about the services they have. We also help them reach more donors. And in this way, I have both corporate and grassroots level experience that I bring into this course that I want to talk to you about. And so you've probably heard from your students that they're interested in sustainability and making a difference in the world. And this was a recent article that came out from the Financial Times on September 4th, with research that said 70% of students want content that reflects changes going on in society, from diversity and inclusion and sustainability and poverty. So if you wouldn't mind in the chat, just add in what brought you to this webinar. Are you hearing this from your students? We'd really like to get an understanding and develop community around teachers and professors who have passion for bringing sustainability and impact into the classroom. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay. Let's talk about the definition of social impact marketing. So in traditional marketing, you primarily have two goals: build brand equity and drive sales. With social impact marketing, you have a third goal: creating a positive impact. And that could be either on the environmental side or on the societal side. Okay. And let's dig into what those causes might be. It includes both people and planet issues. And when we say social impact marketing, that includes sustainability marketing or purpose-driven marketing. These terms are used interchangeably. And on the planet side, on the environmental side, we're talking about how brands can communicate with their consumers around reduction of greenhouse gases, circular packaging, so looking at recyclable, compostable, or biodegradable packaging. We're talking about regenerative agriculture, water stewardship. Now, on the societal side, on the people side, we're talking about things like gender equality, LGBTQ plus rights. We're talking about hunger, racial equity, and safe water access. So these are the types of causes that consumers want brands to be talking about and making a difference in the world. Just realized I'm not in presentation mode, but I think you can read my slides. So sustainability marketed products, let's talk about the business case right now for helping our students be prepared for what the market needs for them. We are seeing that sustainability marketed products are growing at a disproportionately higher rate when it comes to delivering market share. So in this study by NYU Center for Sustainable Business, in 2019, only 16% of CPG brands were talking about sustainability in their marketing communications, but they were delivering over 50% of the market growth. And so we know that these types of brands are doing well in the marketplace and are growing at a more exponential rate than conventional brands. Okay. We also know that 83% of Gen Z consider a company's purpose when deciding where to work. So in the war for talent, employees that have a strong brand, a brand that's rooted in purpose, becomes a huge differentiating factor for them. So enabling students to talk about a brand with purpose makes them valuable to a company. Another trend we're seeing is that consumers now see corporations as more ethical than governments and NGOs. right? So this is a study done every year by Edelman called the Trust Barometer. So in their 2021 Trust Barometer report, they have this chart where you can see business here in this top right quadrant. They're seen as more competent than the government and more ethical as well. So consumers are now looking for businesses to take on those issues that we had governments or NGOs traditionally taking up. So all this goes to show that the trends are showing that consumers want brands who do good and are helping to solve societal issues. We need to prepare our marketing students for how consumers and employees are expecting brands to do more to make a positive impact in the world. Okay. But there are also some watch outs. So greenwashing, purpose washing, cancel culture are real risks to social impact marketing done in a superficial or uninformed way. But there are ways to minimize those risks, and our textbook and the course that we've developed help address those and prepare students for how to overcome that. The demand for social impact marketers is rising. So our publication and our author resources can help you bring this course to your marketing department. As a corporate professional myself, I see so much value in having our talent pipeline being trained in social impact concepts, in sustainability concepts, so that they can hit the ground running when they come join my team. Okay. So the course structure that we've developed is broken up into 3 parts. The first part is around thinking, around frameworks. So we take the 4 Ps, the 3 Cs, segmentation, targeting, positioning, STP. These are the fundamental frameworks that we all teach in Principles of Marketing, right? But we've added a social impact lens to them so that they think through, okay, when you have the 4 Ps, we add in a 5th P to talk about partnerships, understanding how important partnerships are in this type of work. Looking at the 3 Cs, our 3rd C is around competition, right? But we talk about how we can turn our competitors into collaborators when it comes to social impact issues. We have a case in the book between Pepsi and Coca-Cola, both traditionally seen as fierce competitors in the cola space, but we partner together when it comes to helping educate consumers on recycling, building infrastructure for recycling. And this is where we rely on the strong collaboration to do this type of work. Then part 2 of the curriculum in the textbook is about acting, about activations. So we walk them through, how do we create a visual identity? How do we create a website, social media? How do we create campaigns? And how do we create a PR strategy based on the frameworks we've built in part 1 of the course? Okay, and so there's nuances of how to avoid greenwashing in your visual identity, right? So these are the types of nuances that we pull through when we're talking about all these things in part 2. And then part 3 is about evaluation, about measurement, about KPIs. So we talk about how with those 3 goals that we have with social impact marketing, how do we look at KPIs around building brand equity, KPIs around driving sales, and KPIs around making a positive impact. So they have a structured way of thinking through measurement and evaluation. Yeah. Then we have some unique course elements, and we've designed this course as an upper level marketing course. It's a triple win for students. Okay, so they've had to have Principles of Marketing completed as a prerequisite to take this course. But we have them work with a local nonprofit or a social impact arm of a for-profit organization within our city. And so there is applied learning that's happening. Students get real life experience working with a real client problem. There's also a service learning component. So at UT Dallas, there is a 100 hours of community service requirement for students to graduate from our business school. And this course takes care of that 100-hour requirement. So they don't have to look for other volunteer opportunities outside of this classroom. And of course, the students get course credit as well. So we have a 3-hour course credit that's assigned to this class. So included in our textbook are case studies, examples from well-known brands that our students are going to connect with. Starbucks, IKEA, PepsiCo, of course, being where I'm from. And they'll see campaigns that they'll recognize. They'll see new campaigns that they haven't heard before. So there's beautiful examples in this book that are current from the last 5 years. And so I've reached out to my network of corporate professionals to get these case studies, get the rights to talk about these cases. The image rights were given freely so that more students learn how to do this type of work. There's also exercises in each chapter that you can assign for homework. There's examples for how to do these exercises. So there's an example of what an A+ submission would look like for that exercise. And then there's space in the book for the students to do it themselves. So take a look at the textbook. Ryan and Reveille online can get you connected with how you can request a copy of the book. So you can take a look at it yourself. But also there's a connecting the dots section in each chapter. So students can see how what I've worked on in this chapter connects back to what I did in previous chapters and how it sets me up for future chapters. And then there's links for students to watch campaigns. So these links are hyperlinked in the digital version of the textbook, and the URL is spelled out in the physical copy of the book. Okay. We also have additional resources for professors. So we have a syllabi for an undergraduate 14-week course. I've also developed a syllabus for a graduate level MBA course. So condensing this into just 7 weeks. I'm always here if you have interest in talking through how you want to structure your course. We're also working on PowerPoint slides. So I have the slides I've used for my class, and Ryan and the team at Kindle Hunt are helping me polish them up so that I can share them with you. So I'm here, the resources are here so that you can build upon what we've started. And I'll just end with some testimonials from some students. So this student said, I really liked how this class weighed on the component of teamwork. Generally, in our other classes, people don't get to bond with their teams. But since we had a series of assignments due on a weekly basis, it made us spend hours with each other, allowing us to identify each other's strengths and weaknesses. For that, I can call my teammates lifelong friends, even after college. So typically we have a group assignment in our marketing courses that they have to present at the end of the semester. Well, in this course, we've created ways that they have to submit weekly assignments with their team, and that helps them just facilitate working together and working together more efficiently. Another student said, I learned so much in your class I wouldn't have learned by just putting in 100 hours at a nonprofit and getting credit for it. Whether it was Nourishment, the Dallas Museum of Art, or the Genesis Young Leaders, so these are nonprofits our students worked with the outcome produced, I would have taken your class over just the hours. So students had a meaningful experience through this course. They felt more connected with their community, and they really felt the time was valuable, and they really loved the class. So with that, I'll just end on this contact us slide. If you're curious to learn more about the class, if you'd like to see my syllabus, if you'd like to learn more about the textbook, contact either me or Ryan, and we'd be happy to share those resources with you. And so with that, Ryan, I'll turn it back over to you, and perhaps we can take some questions too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Grabbing lots of questions here, kind of collating everything. Your initial question, you asked them what brought them here, what was driving them. We've gotten a variety of responses from attendees. Some are teaching courses dedicated to sustainable marketing, and some are adding elements to existing marketing courses. Overall, it's clear that they have seen an increased demand for this content, so your book is right on par with that. How's the course gone at your school? That was a question from an attendee. How has it gone at UT Dallas?
Sure. So After I taught it for the first time with around 30, 35 students enrolled in the class. The next time I taught it, I had about 100 students. So word got out. It was a fun class. People thought it was very meaningful. After 2 semesters, I needed to take a break because things at work were heating up. You know, I'm an adjunct. 3 other professors took on this course at UTD. And so we see a lot of pull for the course, and professors are enjoying teaching it as well.
Outstanding. You had included a couple of testimonials. Do you have any other success stories from former students at all?
Sure. So I remember this one student was working with his group with a nonprofit called the Climate Reality Project. Through that, he actually signed up for additional training with that organization, became an advocate, became an activist. And that has now changed the trajectory of what he wants to study in his master's program. And so that left a lasting impact on his life, I'd like to say. We had another team work on a pet rescue organization, and I saw them bring in their families. So one student brought in her fiance. Some students would bring in their parents. And these were the causes that students wanted to bring their friends and family with as they would work on these projects. You know, out of school hours too. So they were working on it on weekends and inviting their friends and family to participate as well. So
Really passionate then.
exactly. And we had the nonprofits reach out to us as well. They felt that the quality of the deliverables our students gave them were so valuable that I had them ask, Maddy, can we be selected as a nonprofit the next semester too? So our clients loved working with us as well.
That's special. That really is. In your opinion, what do job prospects look like for those with an interest in social impact or sustainability marketing?
It's definitely something I'm looking at when I'm looking at who I want to bring in on my team. I think we're seeing an exponential growth in brands talking about sustainability in a way that's authentic, in a way that drives growth. And it's a challenge. I work in a category where we have a lot of fun brands. And so with Pepsi, with Lay's, with Cheetos, with Doritos, if we're going to talk about sustainability and purpose, it has to be in the right tone of voice. Otherwise, it could look like greenwashing. And students who understand how to do this well become that much more attractive to us when we're looking to hire. Yeah.
I'm getting lots of requests for the book while we're doing this, so this is very exciting. I just put a note out there. If you're interested in a copy, certainly reply in the chat and I'll get that sent to you. Myself or Reveille, the editor, will get a copy sent to you, electronic access to it. But are there any instructor resources included with the book?
Sure. So Ryan, we're working on our PowerPoint slides. So I have the ones that I've used in my class, and I was a little nervous to send them out because they weren't as polished as I would like to put out, but you're helping me with your team polish those up and send them out. So I'm happy to send those. I'm happy to send my syllabus. All of the case studies are hyperlinks, so you could watch them online as well. So if there's something there that you need that we haven't created, please reach out to us and we'll help you with those. But my whole reason for doing this is to help this subject be taught in more universities. And so whatever I can do to help, I'm glad to.
I don't know how you do it. You're so passionate about this, and looking at your experience being an educator, a professional, and a founder and co-director as well. It's outstanding. I appreciate your dedication to this subject matter.
Thank you, Ryan. No, I really have heart for it. And I think this type of marketing is why we went to school to be marketers, to use our influence to drive change in society. And I'm excited to do the work.
I have a question here from another attendee. Are there positions specifically created for those in sustainability and purpose, or is it more considered to be an attractive add-on that candidates may have for a general marketing position?
Great question. So I have seen the increase in the amount of positions we have created where we have now marketers leading sustainability marketing teams. So their focus is on sustainability marketing. So that could be on the environmental side, that could be on the societal side. Some roles have them doing both. I remember back in the day, we were still questioning, should we be doing this type of marketing? Now it feels like the conversation is, how do we do it correctly? How do we do it in a way that makes impact? And we're creating roles within our organization so that people can focus on doing this. We also like to equate it to how 10 years ago, digital marketing was questioned as, you know what, Facebook is coming out. I don't know how I can monetize a Facebook Live. I don't know how I could monetize a heart on Instagram. And now it's like every marketer needs to understand what digital marketing is. Our digital strategy is always on. And that's where we're seeing sustainability marketing go. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I think it's going to be a requirement of our marketers to understand how to do this type of marketing.
And we have another question here. This one will hit close to home for you, I assume. Do you have an article on or a case study on the Pepsi and Coke collaboration to reduce plastic waste?
It is in the textbook. It is in the textbook. We are part of this consortium with the American Beverage Association. We have a campaign called Every Bottle Back, and that's highlighted in the textbook. So yes, you can take a look at that.
It's very close to home for you. And yes, we are recording this, and everyone that registered will get access to this, hopefully this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. So we will get that certainly sent out. And if you're interested in a copy of the publication, let us know. We'll put that in the email as well. But lots of interest, very exciting topic. Maddy, thank you so much for your time today.
Of course.
It's always fun working with you.
Thank you for hosting, Ryan. And I'm so excited to see the energy behind this topic. And I'm looking forward to chatting with all the professors who have joined us and who will listen to the webinar afterwards. So thank you for making this happen.
It's my pleasure. And you know, as Maddy indicated, we'll include her email in the email as well, her email address. So if you'd like to chat with her offline, she's very receptive to that and passionate about this subject. So thank you so much for attending. Thanks for presenting, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.